Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. And our first one comes from Am I the Beehole? Sister Drama. Am I the beehole, an age 30-year-old female, for telling my sister, a 26-year-old female, her poor life choices aren't my problem? My 30-year-old sister, 26-year-old Millie, have been in a string of bad relationships all of her life. She dates unemployed losers, F-boys, types who don't want anything serious, or men who are already in relationships. She becomes overattached to her partners and then gets heartbroken when these relationships don't end well for her, going so far to play the victim when another woman called her out, publicly for sleeping with her fiancé. Our family always picked up the pieces when her relationships end and she goes into a massive depressive episodes. I love her, but it can be exhausting, and she never learns from her past mistakes. Her current partner, a 26-year-old male, falls into the unemployed loser category. He's barely worked in his life and spends most of his time playing video games. Despite this, Melly fell pregnant 5 months into their relationship. They moved in together shortly before the baby was born. He resists moving out of his parents till the final hour. And they now share a 9-month-old son. They both love the baby, but the relationship is strained. Millie is on maternity leave, while he is still employed. And furthermore, he doesn't help around the house with the baby or the chores, leading Millie to being stressed and overwhelmed. I try to help out when I can, but I'm running my own business and also live an hour away, so the help I can offer is limited. Anyway, I got engaged to my longtime partner on Christmas Eve and announced the news the following day at Christmas dinner, as the entire family was attending. Naturally, my family were ecstatic, but while Millie congratulated me, she looked sad/annoyed for the rest of the evening, and it became obvious her mood had soured. This resulted in the family coddling her all night and asking if she was okay, to which she kept saying, "I'm fine," while clearly being in a mood, refusing to engage in conversations, snapping at people, etc., etc. At one point, she came back from the bathroom and looked as if she had been crying, so I pulled her aside to ask what was going on. She said the announcement of my engagement on Christmas was stealing her thunder, as it was their baby's first Christmas, and her son should be the main focus. She then accused me of rubbing my relationship and happiness in her face because I knew things were not good in her relationship. This is the part where I might be the bee. I got annoyed, called her entitled, and asked why she couldn't be happy for me. She then accused me of not being supportive of her, and I snapped. And I said it's not my fault you let some loser knock you up. We all tried to warn you. I was also quick to snap because I feel like the entire family event, since she got pregnant, has centered around the same drama with her baby daddy. She ended up storming off and leaving with her baby and partner, and now my parents say I need to be the one to clear their air as the eldest sibling. Okay, OP, you are not the beehole. It sounds like your sister has a serious case of main character syndrome, and is mad because you announced you're getting married because she wants it's her baby's first Christmas. Okay, after the announcement, the baby can still enjoy Christmas, and you could still have baby's first Christmas. I don't see why you announcing that would change anything about the baby having its first Christmas. And I don't get that you have to clear the air because you're the eldest. That doesn't mean anything. You weren't the one going on stupidly or acting childishly. That was your sister. She seems to have her own problems, and she's probably mad that she got called out in her BS, and she probably feels like garbage because she's been making terrible decisions. But that's not your fault. And like I said, well, not like I said, but you know what I mean. She isn't the main character. The world doesn't stop happening because she has a baby or she's having a hard time. What are you supposed to do? Put your life on pause and never share your happiness with anybody? And congratulations on getting married. I sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders, so you probably ended up with a good dude. It also seems, I'm not too sure, but it also seems from the story, it seems like your family Molly coddles her and lets her get away with everything, and doesn't discipline her or show her what happens when you make bad choices. So since she's been able to get away with everything her whole life, she's never had to deal with her consequences. And you didn't really give her consequences. You just called her on her BS. But it just sounds like people have been going, easier on her. Hence why I think they want you to apologize, because they're used to giving her what she wants. So OP, if I were you, I wouldn't apologize. And sounds like if she doesn't talk to you again, you're not really gonna be missing out on anything. But yeah, congratulations on the engagement, and I hope you guys have a wonderful marriage and life together. And our next one comes from Ordinary Sherbet 1263. Am I the beehole for taking away my daughter's gifts because she didn't want to spend Christmas with us? My daughter, Leah's mother, and I were never married but did officially separate when she was 5. I got with my wife, Naya, and while Leah was 9 and married her when Leah was 12. Leah never got on with Naya, didn't want to spend time with her, and was just generally unpleasant to her. We are currently in family therapy, and honestly, I think Leah just says the meanest things possible to avoid actually discussing her feelings with us. She's absolutely amazing to be around when no one is, but is unpleasant around Naya. We are all supposed to spend Christmas together, as per our custody agreement. Leah is 16 now, and we've been more lenient, but we've always adhered to our agreement for the holidays and birthdays. On Christmas Eve, Leah left to see her boyfriend's family and drop off her gifts. At around 6, I call her and ask when she's heading home. She says she's staying. I know her mom lives near her boyfriend, and I asked if that's where she's going. She didn't answer. I told her to come home, and she pretty much agreed, but then never did. I did call her boyfriend's parents, and they confirmed she left to her mother's, and I called her mother saying Leah was there. Naya was heartbroken because she felt like Leah didn't want to be there because of her. This year, Naya handled all the gifts. She did the work of going in the store and picking them up / picking them out. I decided my daughter wasn't allowed to crap on Nia's efforts, so to at least be civil with her. So when Leah got home, and I asked why she wasn't at Christmas, she said she wanted to spend it with her real mom. I said that's fine. When she asked about her gifts, I said her fake mom got it for her, so she doesn't need them. Needless to say, she was pissed at me and hasn't said anything. Naya appreciates me putting my foot down, but feels like Leah is a lost cause and to just give her the gifts. Leah's mom agrees, and she needs to stop treating Naya badly and expecting no consequences. Am I the beehole? Note, she has the gifts from her mom and her boyfriend, and other families got her, just not the one Naya's helped with. I got her a car for, oh my god, you got her a car for Christmas and she's acting like this? Sorry. Gifted it to her in November because she needed the car. Leah is an only child on both sides. I have no other children and don't plan to. I'm fine with having a relationship with Leah outside of Naya. My issue is that she treats Naya badly, like subhuman. She acts outright nasty to her. I wouldn't push so hard if she could at least be civil. OP, I think this is one of the ones where poo mode was activated. If this is one of those ones from Reddit, disagree, because I think you spoiled her a little bit. You gave her a whole car and she's acting like this. And from what it sounds like, her stepmom isn't a bad person and isn't, treating her badly or anything like that. So she's just being a spoiled brat. And that disrespect, I understand, I'm going to drop off presents real quick to my boyfriend, spend some time with him, I get that, that's cool. But to not come back and to just go to her mother and be rude and disrespectful to both you and Naya like that, and then she comes back expecting presents, especially after Naya's the one who picked them out. I disagree with Naya and just giving her the presents. If you give her the presents, this is just going to make her know that she can get away with doing this over and over. You keep those presents, I would say give them to somebody who needs them and not some rude, disrespectful brat like your daughter. I'm sorry, OP, I get it, it's your kid, but she's being a disrespectful brat. I don't know what to tell you to fix the relationship with her and Naya, because it sounds like Naya's trying, and it sounds like your daughter's at the age where there's not much you can do to correct the behavior. She's pretty much an adult. I think it's just the way it's gonna be. I don't know. And I agree with you though. Her actions do need to have consequences, and yeah, that's your consequence. You're gonna be rude, disrespectful like this. Not follow your parents' order when you're still living with them and all that. And you think you're just gonna come home and get free stuff? No, OP, you are not the beehole. And our next one comes from Miserable Day 8244. Am I the beehole for kicking my daughter out of my house for being pregnant? I, a 45-year-old female, have a 27-year-old daughter. She has 6 kids between the ages of 10 and 11 months. There are 3 different fathers. She retrieved child support from 2 of them, and she is still with the 3rd one, and they have been for 5 years. My daughter works part-time, and her fiancé is a chef full-time. They have lived with us for the past year and a half due to getting evicted from their last home. The kids and them have our upstairs bedrooms. There's 2. but that's still crowded for 6 children. They are constantly asking me for help with phone bills. My husband and I have asked for no rent, so they're able to save up money to get a home, which I do not believe they were doing. I have put up with loud voices throughout all hours, and waking up at different hours to cater to children, because I love my grandchildren. I have never complained to my daughter because I believe family is very important. It's just that my children are all grown up. My youngest moved out 4 years ago, and my husband and I had hopes to remodel. We didn't expect him to be living here this long. On Christmas Eve, my daughter gathered us all around and announced that they were pregnant with baby number 7. Everyone was all excited, but I felt dread. That would mean another child in our house, with not much room. I looked over at my husband and could tell he felt the same. We discussed later and decided we were going to have to ask them to move out. Last night, at dinner, I broke it to my daughter and her boyfriend, and we told them they have 2 months to find a place because we cannot have another child here. My daughter started crying, saying she couldn't believe I'd throw her out to the streets for having a baby. That this was completely unfair and not enough time. I told her I was sorry. It was painful for me as well, but these living conditions were impossible. She demanded I give her more time or she'd go to the courts, and I told her newsflash, the courts only give you 30 days. She then said my grandchildren were going to be homeless because I was selfish. She made a Facebook post asking for rooms to rent because she's pregnant and has nowhere to go and her family doesn't give a crap about her. Am I the beehole? Hi, OP. No, you are not the beehole. You're actually very kind. You brought in all of those kids into your home and put up with them for so long and didn't say a word. They're basically taking advantage of you. Why do they have so much kids when they couldn't keep a roof over their heads? You would think, oh, this kid's expensive. Maybe we don't have 7 kids or 6 kids. And then they announce they're having a 7th kid when they don't have their own home and they're not doing well financially. I'm going to put it straight. They're idiots. They're just really stupid. Stop having kids. Stop it. OP, you can only put up with this for so long. And yeah, I would have done the same. You can't have they're taking advantage of you. And it sounds like from what you're saying in the story, they have no plans to leave. You shouldn't have your kindness repaid in this way, OP. I think you gave them more than enough time to try to figure it out. 2 months is a lot. And like you said, the courts wouldn't give them a month. OP, you're going to need to stick to it and kick her out because they need to learn that, stop making stupid decisions, stop having kids, and you can't keep using people like this. OP, I get it, that's your baby, and it's a hard thing to do, but you need to do it, because they're never going to learn unless they get some tough love. And our final one comes from InterU5373. Am I the beehole for telling my aunt she's the reason her kids don't have friends, and not their attitudes? My 20s female aunt, 40s Kate, is a self-proclaimed cool mom. We're talking like wet arse pizza mom, but all the time, and it never stops. She's obsessed with looking cool for her daughter's friends, who are 16 and 17, but acts pretty inappropriately. Many of Lucy's friends, my cousins, aren't allowed over anymore after Kate sang that one Margarita song to them. Lucy confided in me that the word gets around and people's parents don't want their kids to go to hers. Lucy and her younger brother are pretty jaded as a result and are cold to their mother, who can't take the hint. She came over on Boxing Day and was complaining about her kids' social lives. She said they rarely see their friends anymore, and it was worrying her that maybe it's their rude attitudes. My mom gave me a look that says, say nothing. But I said, do you think it's maybe the fact that you try to embarrass them at every opportunity? They're cold because you've ruined their reputations by being the crazy cool mom. My mom told me to leave the room, and her and Kate went outside a few minutes later. After 20 minutes, they left, and my mom was not happy with me. She told me to text Kate to apologize because she's very upset. Am I the beehole for telling her the truth? Before we get started with what I'm going to say to OP, sorry if you hear that dog in the background. It's my neighbor's dog, and I am on a time limit, so it is what it is right now until I could find a way to, I don't know, get sound dampeners, whatever they are, the things you stick on the wall. I don't know if that's going to help, but yeah, sorry. OP, you are not the beehole. Someone had to tell her. I don't get what your mom's going on about, getting mad at you for telling her the truth. Sounds like your mom's kind of enabling her and letting her, doing the whole mollycoddling thing. What's going on? But Yeah, you need to tell her. That sucks. She's destroying the kids' lives, social lives like that. And she's being really cringy singing those type of songs and trying to, oh god, I can picture it in my head. You know, used to see it in you know when comedy movies used to exist? Those remember those? I miss those. But you used to have parents doing that, embarrassing their kids, and that's what it sounds like. She needed to know she's making life tough for those kids at school, and they can't kids need to socialize. You need to learn that when you're young so you're not awkward when you're older. I also don't think you did anything wrong. You just straight up told her like it is now that she knows the problem. Hopefully she can reflect and rectify the situation, which I don't think she is. I think she's hell bent on feeling, maybe she wants to feel young and she's starting to feel old. I don't know. That's weird, but yeah, OP, not the beehole, and you have nothing to apologize for if you ask me. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.